So the third arm is done. It's all lubed up. You can see squished in pretty well. Yeah. And the tie rods are on. Everything is nice and tight now. There's no more clunking or play. So if I also adjusted the steering box, there's a little nut right here on the end. I just tightened it up. Just tighten up a little bit, and what I'll do is I'll remove this play in here in the steering box. But you can see that's what you want, just a little bit. And then if I turn it, you want some play in there, but you don't want it super loose to where you're going down the road and you feel anything. You shouldn't feel any, it should be smooth. And now it returns right back. So that's how I want it. So got everything done there. So this weekend also I cleaned up the garage pretty well. I blew it out, got rid of a lot of the shavings. So I moved my block to where the block is ready to go. This is a transmission out of a Mustang, I think, that my son is selling for 500 bucks. He thought it would work for a 74 Corvette, and it needs a lot of, for the shifter to work, it would need a lot to do. So he's gonna sell that one and find a better option for that. But this is how I have my block set up. I'll put this table up and have that as for all my parts and everything. But you know, as far as the garage goes, all the shavings are gone. I'm gonna move my little cleanup station, put it over here, and then I have some more of these. I don't have a whole lot of parts to clean up, but yeah, everything, all these parts here I'll clean up over there. I did install some of the gaskets, and basically what I use is gasket cinch and some of the gasket surfaces I have drying up. I still have to do the water pump. And really it's just the two back ones on the back side of the water pump. So I'll get that out, put those on, let them dry. And I still have to put the heater core in. All these parts here will get taken back. And I don't know which torque wrench you guys like to use, but I bought this one for 60 bucks or so, 70 bucks. It was at Lowe's during Christmas. One of those, dad needs a torque wrench. What I used before when I assembled motors is this old school one. Probably got this through an auction, but my son has one that has like a digital calipers on it, and that one I don't know where it went. But this one here, it's pretty good because it has you know, you can use either side, and it's just an old school dial one, you know. And but I'll do the clicky one this go around and see how that works. But yeah, I'll get all this stuff cleaned up and then start putting the bearings in and measure them. And the motor's ready to go. I gotta take it outside and just hose it down really well and get all the passages pretty well, because if I turn it, you can hear some of the casting stuff. Well, I don't want to turn it right now. And then I'll remove all this extra little paint that's right there. I'll clean those up. And you can see it's dirty. So afterwards, I'll take it outside and pressure wash it, make sure all the surfaces are cleaned up. What I want to see is flash rust. If it flash rusted the cylinders, then I know it's all the oil's pretty much gone. And then afterwards, what I'll do is I'll WD-40 it, and we'll get it put back together. So I'll take videos of that. I ordered a mount for this phone so I can put it on a tripod. I have a good camera, a really nice camera that can take video, but it's just kind of a pain to get it out and set it up. So I'd rather just do it with my iPhone. So I'll have a camera over here somewhere, and then I've got a GoPro that I'll set up too. But you can tell, you know, like this engine here, It's funny how offset this was. It's not too bad. Some like a little bit better, but you know, I'm not gonna have any problem. I didn't really have any problems with the cam. Like I said, really what it was the top end. And as far as the bottom end goes, I'm not even gonna take the pistons, the rings off the pistons. I'm just gonna clock them and oil them up and put them in, and then I'll measure the rods. You know, I'll leave the pistons slightly in, and then measure the rod clearance, just to make sure that the rod bearings are right. So that's my task I'll do this weekend. So hopefully I'll have the bottom end put together by next week, and then I got to call the machine shop next week and say, hey, look, you know, I'm ready to go. So as soon as the guy can get me the heads back and put those on, measure the push rods, and I'm back at it. Put it back in the motor, or into, you know, putting the motor back into the car. Anyway, that's about it for today. Pretty short video, but I'm getting there. You know, it's nice having the garage cleaned up, getting all that file shavings out of here. But if anybody needs it's a Trimetic, I think. I don't know if it's a TKK, I think, that came out of a Mustang. $500, $600, I don't know. It's worth it. Got it from a transmission shop that said it was good. I don't know what happened, if the guy bought it off of a car, or what the deal was, but the transmission shop thought it would work, and it won't work. So, and this is my other son's LS that he's building for a 66 C30 flatbed that's gonna have a turbo. And the turbo's huge. I don't know where he put the turbo at, but it's a huge turbo. He TIG welds. Like all of his welding stuff is over here. He's got a flux welder, MIG welder, TIG welder, and then a cheap plasma cutter. But he's a really good welder. So the one thing I'll have him do as soon as the engine's in and transmission's all put back together, you know, I don't really care for those, for these style clamps. I don't know where the clamps are, but the clamps that held on the exhaust, they don't, you know, they kind of leak. So what I did is I'm going to put V-bands on, and I've got flex pipe, and I've got different connectors. I've gone through and made sure they're all right. They've just been sitting here. Yeah, these stupid clamps right here are the ones So years ago, I bought this exhaust through Allen's Exhaust out of, I think they were out of Bloomington or Springfield, Illinois. And it's an off-road exhaust with an H-pipe, or not H-pipe, but a crossover on the front. And the sound of it is really nice, but like I said, it leaked. So one of the things I didn't realize is that the collectors, I used a bigger manifold. So the collectors, I had to have them weld on new collectors. And I think because he did that, it slightly changed the size of the angles. So this way it's going to be all connected with V-bands, and then we'll run, it'll still come out the same location. It'll all be the same. It's just going to be a better, less chances of it leaking. And so that's one of the projects we have to do. So anyway, have a good day. It's kind of cold out here, but like I said, today, only thing I'm going to do today is probably move that stuff off the bench, grab the rest of the parts that are in that box, go and clean them, and then that way everything is ready to go. And everything will be in zip bags, and all I got to do is grab a part, maybe dust it off a little bit if I think there's just a little bit something on there, and start assembling. So pretty fun. All right, talk to you later. Bye.